the debts that people go through to get through a college, where universities and colleges in most countries are free, even in poorer countries than America.
Public colleges and universities tuition free? Damn right. That is exactly what we should be doing. And I pay for that. I pay for that by telling Wall Street that, yeah, we are going to have a tax on Wall Street speculation, which will bring in more than enough money to provide free tuition at public colleges and universities and lower the outrageous level of student debt.
On average, young people are leaving college $25,000 in debt, and many are even more in debt. If you go to graduate school, if you go to medical school, you'll be over $100,000 in debt in many cases.
$300,000 in debt.
One of the tragedies of our time is that hundreds of thousands of bright young people whose families don't have a lot of money, they are saying, why do I want to go to college and end up $50,000 in debt? I'm just not going to go to college. And meanwhile, many of those who are graduating college, who had dreams of working in a certain area, are saying, you know what, I can't do what I really wanted to do. I've got to go into a profession which is going to make me a lot of money in a short period of time so I can repay these horrendous loans. It is a very, very bad situation.
And he's talking about taxing rich people at the top who currently pay 15% in tax. The debts that people go through to get through a college, where universities and colleges in most countries are free, even in poorer countries than America. Are free, even in poorer countries than America.
Some of the most active economic competitors we have are doing everything they can to keep the cost of college low. In Canada, 5 to 6% of median income, that's the cost of college. In England, 6 to 7% of median income, that is the cost of college. Here in the United States, over 50% of median income to go to college.
It's a frigid evening on the banks of the Rhine in the medieval city of Cologne. The state pays for every student to study here.
Since tuition is free here, students really don't worry about student loan debt.
About what?
Student loan debt. Do you know what student loan debt is?
No.
No?
No.
No.
I, several months ago, talked to a young woman in Burlington, Vermont. Mr. President, her crime was that she went to medical school in order to become a primary care physician, exactly the people we need. She left medical school with $300,000 in debt. Does anybody think this makes any sense at all? According to the Congressional Budget Office, the federal government makes a substantial profit today from student loans. For loans made this year, in 2013 alone, that profit is expected to exceed $50 billion, and this is higher than the profits made by ExxonMobil, the most profitable company on earth. When you tell people all over this country who are struggling with these horrendous debts that the Stafford subsidized loan debt is going to double, and there are proposals out there that make a bad situation worse, they really respond in disbelief. They remember how in 2009, when Wall Street, because of their greed and illegal behavior, collapsed, we bailed them out. They understand that today we're providing large Wall Street institutions with interest rates of less than 1%. And what they are asking is, if you could bail Wall Street out, people whose greed caused the current recession, how come you can't protect working class and middle class families and enable their kids to get an affordable college education? And we are talking now about families having to spend 6%, 7%, 8%, 9% in order to send their kids to college, to help our country, to make it into the middle class. That's absurd. We have got to understand that a well-educated population is perhaps the most important thing that we need as a nation if we're going to survive in a highly competitive global economy.
What the right wing says is what the American people really want is to cut Social Security and give tax breaks to billionaires and cut Medicare and Medicaid.
The idea that people are trying to take away such things as food stamps, the idea that people are trying to reduce Social Security, something that we've all paid all of our lives. Most of us don't even get back all the money we paid in. To end things like Medicare and health plans, I think it's disgraceful. Bernie's first approach will be to take away all the preferences that the rich people have been given since the Reagan era, okay?
When you go to Reaganomics and you try to release money to the rich in the hope that it'll trickle down to the others, we have proven time and time again, this is nonsense. It doesn't trickle down anywhere.
And he's talking about taxing rich people at the top who currently pay 15% in tax. The incredible set of preferences that the people at the top rely on effectively gives them about a 15% in general, 15% level of taxation. Whereas a man earning or woman earning $100,000 a year is probably paying between state, city, and federal something closer to 35 or 40%. It's kind of silly that people who earn millions a year, or many millions a year, in a couple of cases I can think of $1 billion or more a year, are paying 15% in taxes. Oil companies never pay any taxes, and they have something called depletion. And oil companies, Exxon is really a country. Don't even think of it as a company. Wow. It's a country, and it behaves like a country, a power-hungry country. And I can't blame my friends Charles and David Koch for wanting to preserve that. You know, why not? They're in the oil business. Give me the depletion. Sorry, David.